It's getting a bit warm out. Thinking about shaving the beard off during this job because I'm getting too sticky, icky. Woohoo! Howdy there, folks. It's Connor here from Just Add Water. And today we are starting a new project out here in Johnston, Iowa. So, behind me, you might see all these big old slabs of limestone rock that they pulled from this here hillside when they're excavating. Today we're going to give it a little bit more life. So, right behind me, right there, you'll see some stairs. Those stairs have been there for a while. As you can see, they're sort of failing. You got stuff coming through there. One thing that'll look better there than stairs, it's going to be a water feature. So this is the area we're going to be working in. We're going to have a little basin right here, and then pretty much we're going to try to replicate this sort of look with the stairs. We're going to have our spillway box starting up there. Water's going to come out. We're going to get 4 or 5 waterfalls coming down through here, trying to just sort of zigzag it, stair step it as we come down. The back of the house is all these really beautiful windows that are overlooking this. So we're going to try to give a good view to almost all those windows. So it's a little bit of a 2-day build. Today's goal, we're going to try to get this all ripped out, get our basin dug, get our first couple waterfalls built. So then we have a good idea of what it's looking like for us tomorrow when we come in to try to beat the rain to finish this. We got all of our stuff ripped out. As you can see, we got that nice sort of flat area where we're going to be putting our basin at, right off the edge of this plywood. So now after this, we're going to go about getting our basin dug. So we're going to get our aqua blocks laid down, spray paint out the little section, dig our hole, get our basin installed, and then we can start going up and having the fun and building this stream and waterfall. Sid's behind me right now down there on the ground doing good work. He's putting together those aqua blocks for us. So then once this hole gets dug, we will have everything set up and ready to keep moving forward. So let's get going. We are making progress on this here. Looking at what we got going on here, all this was just buried up in there. Looking back in this hole, this is right about where our basin's gonna go. We still got about 12 inches of rock sitting right there. So we're gonna have to keep digging out until we figure out where the soil is at. So once we find soil down here, then we can go about getting all of our basin dug. But before that, we have to get all this limestone that we took out this hillside, put in our wheelbarrow, and then carry it down to the front where we're making a little bit of a staging pile so we can get it out and out of here eventually. So all this is getting hauled out as debris. Alright guys, well, progress has been made. We got our basin dug, it is in the ground, and we are about ready to start backfilling. So before we start backfilling, we have a little bit of a void space between the vault and that one block. So we're going to fill that up with larger pieces of gravel or cobbles or whatever you want to call it. With that, it's going to make it so that little vault down there doesn't shift. And yeah, once that happens, then we can go ahead and fold everything in, backfill all of our edges around our basin, and that's really going to lock everything in and make it look great. So now, while we wait for the gravel to get brought back here, Cameron up in the excavator and I, we are going to dry set this first waterfall. We got our first rock, that's going to be our main waterfall stone strapped up over there. I think this rock right here is going to be a pretty nifty shoulder with this kicker on it. And we're going to get it set to figure out exactly how much space we need and how we're going to orient it inside of our basin, so then we can build off of it as we go up. So we're going to get our basin backfilled and tucked and everything like that and all that good old jazz, and then we're going to keep going. Let's go. Look at that, we got our first waterfall built. So this was, I think this is gonna work pretty nice. We'll have a nice little sheet, longer sheet right here, a little bit of a kicker right there. And now we just have the rest of the stream to build. So that's a positive today. So now we're gonna pull all this liner forward, like this way, backfill behind all of our rocks, and then work on building ourselves up. So we got these 2 big slabs of limestone on either side of our feature. So we gotta make sure as we go, we're careful with our rocks against those as we don't put a bunch of holes in them. But we also have to do a pretty good job at tying into those as we work up. But now it's just a little bit of figure out what we're gonna build next, try to get it built the best we can. If we don't like it, we'll rip it down and try something else. But let's see what we can come up with in these next couple hours. Alrighty guys, it is getting hot. Tan lines are coming in. What a great day to be working. You know what? Making progress on this little 2-day build. It's coming together nice and slow, but it's indeed coming together. So let's see what we're doing with it. Boom, look at that. We've made some water feature stuff. So right now, looking at what we got going for us, obviously this is going to be our main fall. Like we've talked about before, we're going to have a pretty good little sheet off of this side, and then this side we're going to have that clean sheet that kicks into this little splash. So we'll get water coming out the front of here. Majority of it will be kicked back that way towards the left, but this little front section just has some pretty cool stuff going to it. As we move back up into this section, so right through here, we're going to have another little waterfall come through there. It's going to stretch across that rock and then fall down right there onto this here main waterfall. So right here has been a bit tricky trying to get everything to fit into spots, but the idea behind this is we have this little sort of crash and bash down here, and then over on this left side we're gonna have a bit more of a drop instead of this crash and bash. So we got a pretty cool little rock that we can sort of tuck in right here that has that little bowl on it that I think as the water falls is going to create some cool little rippling effect down here in the bottom. So we're going to tuck that in there, find another rock to set on top of it to give us a nice sheet off of that, have a shoulder come up in through here, and then outside the back we're going to wrap back up together for a nice single sheet fall up top, and then it'll crash down, wrapping around, drop, drop, and yeah, so that's what we're looking like. We're gonna try to clean up this backyard as best we can. We got a couple hours left here still. It's gonna be, there's a good chance of rain tonight, so we're gonna make sure this whole backyard is rain ready. But as of now, a few more waterfalls to build, and it's day 2, you beautiful people, and we're out here building this here Pondless still in Johnston, Iowa. So today we're gonna get everything wrapped up. We're gonna get all finished up. We're gonna get our liner tucked and hidden, and we're gonna get the rest of the stream built. And we're gonna get water running. We're gonna get it foamed up. We're gonna get cleaned up. We're gonna get the electrical moved. We need to get moved, and it's gonna be a banger day. And we're running from some rain right now. It sounds like it might be here in a couple hours. We don't know exactly. It could be here in 15 minutes. Could be here in 5 hours. Might not even be here for 4 days. You know how it goes with weather. So we're gonna get booking. We're gonna try to get as much done as we can before rain. Ideally, we get everything finished up, but only time shall tell. So let's get after it, guys. Ooh, we are getting close, guys. So check it. We got all the rocks sprayed off, all the gravel sprayed off. That is the first of a couple flushes. All of our gravel's a bit dusty, so we're gonna try to get it as clean as we can. We're gonna give it a little bit more time to dry and everything along those lines. And then once we get it turned on and we know that we're looking good with our foam and our rock work and everything's doing what we want it to do, then we'll be able to cut all this liner a little bit, so then it's a little bit easier for us to hide. We're gonna get rock work finished up in our basin, and then it's just the last 10% that takes the longest part of all of this. And this feature should be completed. It's looking pretty good. We're all pretty excited with how it's turning out so far. We think we're gonna get some really cool movement in the water in between all those rocks. Gotta probably get some pretty good white water and some kickers and splashes and everything, but yeah. Alrighty guys, 2 days of hard work has paid off. We got ourselves a finished product of this fantastic tear out redo, or I guess you could say tear out these stairs and put in a water feature. So check it out, guys.